Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. Not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back. Well. It seems that China effed up. Now, I'm just going to show you 3 articles here that I think make the case. China's most famous defector to America warned U.S. intelligence agencies of coronavirus in 2019. Now, this is from the New York Post. Now, he was in prison, this gentleman, I guess, for 18 years. Somehow he got out. He defected. And I'm going to show you that there's some credibility to this. China's most famous defector to America warned U.S. intelligence agencies the coronavirus was spreading in Wuhan in November 2019, 6 weeks before China admitted there was an outbreak. Wu Jingsheng, a father of China's democracy movement, reveals in a new book what really happened in Wuhan that he first heard of a mysterious new virus at the time of the World Military Games in Wuhan in October of 19. Now, I never heard of the World Military Games. I guess it's exactly the same as the Olympic Games, but with military personnel. Highly alarmed, the former Chinese Communist Party insider, whose defection to the United States in 1997 made global news, alerted intelligence agencies a U.S. politician with links to the president and Chinese human rights activist Diman Liu. After there was any sense the intelligence agencies were taking seriously his intelligence about a new virus in Wuhan, 70-year-old Wei said, I felt like they were not as heavily concerned as I was, so I tried my best to provide more detailed information. They might not believe there is a government of a country who would do something like that, so I kept repeating myself in an effort to persuade them. We said he was very worried because whichever way the communist regime released the virus, I felt that the West is not prepared. And now just scroll through this. He spent 18 years in a prison camp. So he have an issue with the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. Is he making all this up? Blah, 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 blah. And I'll go through the whole article here. You can stop it if you want to read it all, but unbelievable. It was something absolutely tragic, traumatic, and dramatic that was occurring. We could have reacted to it. The whole world could have been different. It would like stopping 9/11 before it happened. Yeah. Chinese authorities try to suppress the news of the outbreak. Now, like I said, I'll scroll through the article here. He's the author of what really happened in Wuhan. Now, Yahoo News, GOP report says October 2019, Wuhan military games were one of the earliest super spreader events. Yep. House Foreign Affairs Republicans concluded the World Military Games in Wuhan in October 19 was one of the earliest super spreader events during the pandemic, with their new report containing COVID-19 escaped from a Wuhan lab in late August, early September of 2019, with China covering it up for months. When they realized what happened, Communist Party officials and scientists in the WIV began frantically covering up the leak. But their cover-up was too late. The virus had already spreading throughout the mega city of Wuhan. McCall added, within a month, satellite images showed a significant uptick in the number of people at hospitals around the WIV with symptoms similar to COVID. At the same time, athletes at the Military World Games became sick with symptoms similar to COVID as well. Some of them carried back the virus to their home countries, and there it spread over 100 countries. Unbelievable. The GOP report zeroed in on Wuhan, which was picked to host the 7th International Military Sports Council Military World Games in October of 19. during which more than 9,000 military personnel from over 100 countries stayed in Wuhan and accommodations at an athlete's village built specifically for the games. Yep. The GOP report noted a since-deleted version of the competition's website listing more than 30 venues for the games across Wuhan. One athlete from Luxembourg described Wuhan as a ghost town and recalled having his temperature taken upon arrival at the city's airport, saying there were rumors that the government warned the inhabitants not to go out. The report said similar claims about COVID-19-like symptoms have been made by athletes from Germany, France, and Sweden. And so it spreads. And there it is. It's unbelievable. You can read the whole thing here. The Republicans know that 4 countries who sent delegates to the Wuhan Games now have confirmed the presence of SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19 cases within their borders in November and December of 2019. Italy, Brazil, Sweden, and France, with some athletes complaining of cold-like symptoms in Wuhan. And they go on how dozens of athletes fell ill. It's just incredible. It really is. And go through all of it. I'll go through all the pages here if you want to read it all. Trump CDC Director Robert Reinfeldt said COVID-19 most likely originated at the Wuhan lab and it had spread in the Chinese city in September or October of 19. Unbelievable. Mike Gallagher of Wisconsin, Republican representative, wrote Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin a letter seeking answers in June, saying, cast doubt upon the Chinese Communist Party's official timeline. Chinese government officials, aware that the cluster of illnesses associated with the World Military Games cast doubt upon the Chinese Party's government official timeline. Chinese government officials said in a Foreign Ministry Affairs spokesman. They sought to deflect the blame onto the U.S. Yeah, well, they're very good at propaganda. Well, so aren't the Americans, come to find out. I guess we all are. This is the story that I think will be the clincher from the Telegraph. Wuhan scientists plan to release coronaviruses into bat caves 18 months before the outbreak. Now, that doesn't mean they were going to release them so hundreds of millions of people would get sick and millions would die. They wanted to see the effects, I guess, of the altered viruses. I am not a virologist, but I'm thinking it was just scientific research that was really incredibly effing stupid what they did, and it caused a worldwide pandemic. I don't think it was on purpose, because it killed a lot of their own people. Not that they give a damn about their own people, but to put the world economy in chaos hurts them as well. Wuhan scientists were planning to release enhanced airborne coronaviruses into Chinese bat populations to inoculate them against diseases that could jump to humans. Leaked grant proposals drawing date from 2018 show. New documents show the first 18 months before the first coronavirus cases appeared, researchers had submitted plans to release skin-penetrating nanoparticles containing novel chimeric spike proteins of bat coronaviruses in bat caves in the Yunnan province. Now, I think this was all experimental, and I think they effed up, frankly. It just got out of hand. Something happened. Don't know what. Maybe they thought it couldn't transmit from bats to people, or they had it in the lab when they gave it to the bats. I don't know the details. I don't think it was an act of war, so to speak, which this would be if it was true. Papers confirmed as gentlemen by a former member of the Trump administration show they were hoping to introduce human-specific cleavage sites to bat coronaviruses, which would make it easier for the virus to enter human cells. When COVID-19 was first genetically sequenced, scientists were puzzled how the virus had evolved such a human-specific adaptation at the cleavage site on the spike protein, which is the reason why it's so infectious. So it especially likes humans, and they let it leak out. Oh, God. You can read the rest of it. Team members included Dr. Shi, the WIV researcher dubbed Batwoman, pictures below, as well as U.S. researchers from the University of North Carolina, United States Geological Survey, National Wildlife Health Center. DARPA refused to fund the work. Like I said, it's a long article. You can read the whole thing. This is clearly a gain of function, engineering the cleavage site and polishing the new viruses to enhance human cell infectability in more than one cell at a time. Was it altering viruses for bioweapons? Or was it altering viruses just for scientific research to help how to kill them with vaccines? I don't know. I know they didn't live it out on purpose. I can almost guarantee it. I don't know for certain, of course. It's not their best interest. That's what I usually look at when I look at a policy or a practice. Is it in the person's best interest, the organization's best interest? And this definitely was not. But they still effed up. Now, here's the question. Are they going to make reparations to the world? How about the trillions just to you in the United States alone? Why don't we start there? They don't have $200-300 trillion. Of course they don't. Nobody does. Nobody has the world economy, the entire world economy GDP for a year stashed somewhere. So what's going to happen? How can they be punished? What about, they talk about reparations from slavery in the United States. How about these reparations that are affecting us right now and not generations from now? So we're going to wait 130 years from now, blame the descendants of these Chinese scientists? That makes zero sense. But that's what they do with reparations for slavery. But I digress. How are they going to make this up? The question is, the answer is, I should say, they're not. They're not. And what kind of a rift is that going to cause? And that rift is going to escalate into what? No one knows. Anyway, folks, there it is. You don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to figure it out. Until the next time, goodbye and good luck.